Hi, today I'm going to show you how to play your original PlayStation 1 games in their best possible quality using the PlayStation emulator ePSXe. With it, you can achieve results like this, giving new life to your PlayStation 1 collection. You can even use an original PlayStation controller. The very first thing you will want to do is head over to emuparadise.me. Now once you're on the site, head over to the emulators page by clicking on the Popular Emulators tab near the top left. There will be a list of consoles. Scroll down the list until you find the Sony PlayStation. Now the platform we will select from here is Windows. While there are other operating systems and devices, we will be focusing on Windows today. From here you will see a list of emulators. We are going to select ePSXe 1.9 as that's the latest version of that emulator as of this recording. Just download it directly by clicking the link under the title. It's fairly small and shouldn't take too long to download. The next step will be to obtain the BIOS for the emulator. This is the PlayStation's operating system, and it simply cannot function without it. First, head over to the BIOS page back on emuparadise. Then, once there, look for the PSX BIOS pack. It should be closer to the bottom of the page. Once you see it, download it. The emulator also requires a graphics plugin. There are a lot of different options for this step, but we're going to go with Pete's OpenGL2 plugin, as it should run well on most modern computers and look amazing. Head over to his website at pburnett.com. Then, once there, go down to PSX GPU plugins on the left side. From there, click on the link to download Pete's OpenGL2 PSX GPU plugin. It's at the top of the page. It should download fairly fast. There are other plugins available all over, but the graphics card is the only one that ePSX doesn't come with at all, and arguably the most important. ePSXe requires a .dll file that it doesn't come with, called zlib. To get this, just head over to zlib.net, scroll down to the current available version for download, and grab the compiled version. Now time to get games. There are many ways to do this, from extracting ISO files from PlayStation CDs, to getting them off a USB drive you got from that guy who sells sugar behind the dumpster. But we will be grabbing them from emuparadise.me. First, click on the ROMs, ISOs, and Games tab in the top left corner. From this page, head to the Consoles page and go to Sony PlayStation ISOs. From here you can see top downloads, or click on Download PSX ISOs to browse through the entire PlayStation catalog. I'm going to grab Tekken 3 as an example. You can grab whatever game you like, but keep in mind you must own a copy of the game to legally download it. emuparadise has a direct download link, so you don't have to mess around with any external downloading services. Now that we have everything we need, it's time to put it all together and install ePSXe. First, I recommend getting all the files you downloaded and putting them into a new folder. Make sure you have all of them. Now, let's extract everything. WinZip or 7-zip is required for this step, so if you don't have at least one of them, a link to WinZip will be in the description. Now that everything has finished extracting, let's put all the files in the right place. First, put all the PlayStation BIOS files from the BIOS pack we got into ePSXe's BIOS folder. Once that's done, then put GPU Pete OpenGL2.dll from the plugin we downloaded into ePSXe's plugin folder. Once that's done, put zlib1.dll from the zlib file we downloaded in root directory of ePSXe. This is next to the application of ePSXe. And finally, put all the files inside any game you downloaded into the ISO folders in ePSXe. Now that everything is in the right place, it's time to install and configure ePSXe. Run ePSXe.exe. A configuration wizard should pop up on first run, but don't worry if it doesn't. Just click on the Config tab, then Wizard Guide at any point to get it to run. Press the Config button to start configuration. First thing to configure is the BIOS. I highly suggest using the BIOS it recommends, unless you have a specific reason to use another one. Once you've selected the one you wish to use, press Next. For configuring the video, select Pete's OpenGL2 driver 2.9 that we downloaded earlier. Then press Config. There are too many options here to explain, but I recommend setting the desktop resolution to match your desktop's resolution to avoid issues. For other settings, most graphics cards should be able to have most settings on max, so feel free to follow my config, which I will put up on the screen, or use your own settings. Once you're done, press OK, then press Next. You can just press Next through the next two dialog boxes, unless you downloaded a specific plugin for them or want to configure them. Finally, you will be on the controller configuration. From here, you can change the key mapping of any buttons, or if you have a controller, you can configure it here. Even if you don't plan to change anything, I highly recommend at least checking out the default Controller 1 configuration so you can at least control your games. Now, you should be done. Remember, you can change any setting again by going through the Wizard Guide or going through the Config menu. Finally, it's time to run a game you downloaded from MU Paradise. All you have to do is open the File menu, press Run ISO, locate to ePSXe's ISO folder, then run the game you downloaded.
Round 1, fight!